The emerald jungle was buzzing with excitement. "Attention, everyone!" called Benny the parrot from the tallest tree. "The great animal race is happening tomorrow." All the animals cheered. It was the most exciting event of the year. Cheetahs, zebras, monkeys, and even elephants came from all over the jungle to compete. But Sammy the Sloth just sighed. "I wish I could race," he said, hanging from a low branch. His best friend, Tilly the Tortoise, looked up at him. "Then why don't you?" Sammy shook his head. "Sloths are too slow. Everyone would just laugh at me." Tilly smiled. "Maybe being slow isn't such a bad thing." Sammy wasn't sure what she meant, but he had a feeling tomorrow was going to be an adventure. The next morning, all the animals gathered at the starting line. Sammy and Tilly stood at the back, feeling nervous. Just then, Chase the cheetah strutted past. "A sloth and a tortoise? In the race?" Chase snickered. "You two will be stuck at the starting line." The other animals laughed, but Tilly whispered, "Let them laugh, Sammy. We have a plan." Sammy took a deep breath. "All right, Tilly, let's do this." The race was about to begin. Benny the parrot sounded the whistle. "Go!" The animals charged forward. Chase the cheetah zoomed ahead. The zebras and monkeys followed close behind. Sammy and Tilly? Well, they took one step. The crowd roared with laughter. "They'll never make it?" But Sammy and Tilly didn't listen. Slow and steady, they moved forward, and as the other animals rushed ahead, they didn't notice something. A tricky trail was waiting ahead. Up ahead, the trail turned into a deep, muddy swamp. The cheetahs, zebras, and monkeys tried to run through it, but splat! They got stuck. Chase growled, "This mud is slowing me down." Meanwhile, Sammy and Tilly slowly walked through the mud, taking their time, one step at a time. They made it across. They were still slow, but now they weren't last. "See, Sammy?" Tilly smiled. "Sometimes slow is smart." Sammy grinned for the first time. But the biggest challenge was yet to come. The next part of the race led to a wide, rushing river. The monkeys swung across on vines, the zebras splashed through. The cheetahs leaped over rocks. Sammy and Tilly stopped at the edge. "What do we do?" Sammy asked. Tilly pointed. "Look, a fallen log." The two friends carefully climbed onto the log and floated across the river. While the other animals wasted time getting wet and tired, Sammy and Tilly glided safely to the other side. Now, they were in the middle of the race. Sammy couldn't believe it. "Tilly, we're doing it!" But Chase the cheetah wasn't happy, and he had a sneaky plan. As Sammy and Tilly climbed onto dry land, Chase ran up to them. "Great job, slowpokes," he said with a fake smile. "But look over there, there's a shortcut through the jungle." Tilly narrowed her eyes. "That's not on the map." Chase grinned. "Exactly, it's a secret path." Sammy hesitated. "Maybe we should try it." But Tilly shook her head. "No, Sammy, he's tricking us." And she was right. The shortcut was actually a thorny bush that would trap them. Chase smirked and ran ahead. Sammy sighed. "He's so fast. How can we ever win?" Tilly smiled. "We just have to keep going." The last challenge before the finish line was a steep, rocky hill. The cheetahs and zebras rushed up, but their legs slipped on the smooth stones. Sammy and Tilly climbed slowly and carefully, gripping each rock. Halfway up, they saw Chase struggling. "Ugh, my legs are too tired," he growled. Sammy paused. "Should we help him?" Tilly smiled. "That's what good racers do." Sammy reached out his paw. "Need a hand, Chase?" Chase hesitated, then took it. Together they climbed the rest of the way. Now the finish line was in sight. The crowd cheered as the animals neared the finish line. Chase dashed forward, trying to beat everyone. Sammy and Tilly moved slowly but surely. Then, swoosh! Chase tripped. Instead of laughing, Sammy and Tilly helped him up. Chase was stunned. "Why did you help me?" "Because winning isn't everything," Tilly said. They crossed the finish line together. Benny the parrot announced the winners. The first place medal goes to Chase the cheetah. Chase grinned, but then turned to Sammy and Tilly. And the special medal for kindness and teamwork goes to Sammy the Sloth and Tilly the Tortoise. The crowd cheered the loudest for them. Sammy smiled. I thought being slow meant I couldn't win. Tilly nudged him. We won something even better. Chase shook Sammy's paw. You guys are true champions. That night, Sammy and Tilly sat under the stars. You know, Sammy said, maybe slow isn't bad after all. Tilly chuckled. It's our secret superpower. And from that day on, no one laughed at the slowest animals in the jungle, because sometimes slow and steady doesn't just win the race, it wins hearts too.